What's up, everyone? It's Kadi with MoneyVest. So let's talk a little bit about Tesla stock, which continues to sell off even further almost every single day, as we are seeing some more price cuts, a lot of margin compression, a lot of uncertainty around earnings and earnings growth. In fact, Tesla is expected to report its first quarterly decline in over 4 years when it comes to earnings, and revenues also not pegged at very high numbers, considering the delivery numbers came out that were obviously significantly worse than what the expectations were from Tesla. So in this video, my goal is to break down everything you need to know about Tesla's earnings for tomorrow. There's also a lot for us to unpack with Elon Musk postponing his trip for India because of some Tesla obligations and commitments, of course, and then also some price cuts on FSD. $4,000 price cut, which again is pretty significant, and also talking a little bit about earnings expectations and why I believe that Tesla stock, unfortunately, could sell off after the earnings are released on Tuesday, April 23rd. So hope you all enjoy this video and find it helpful. Make sure that you drop a like, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're just joining us for the first time. The links to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below if you're interested in joining us, and of course, getting access to all the market updates, as well as all the trade alerts and trade ideas, options alerts, and also a lot of members only private videos as well. So this right here is going to be our channel on Discord, where I posted the link, my full 30 stock shopping list with buy targets. So this is a members only video that you can access. There's almost 50 of these videos that you can watch, including my ETF shopping list as well as my individual stock shopping list as well. So we've got, again, a few more spots left with a 16% annual discount that's available until the end of this month if you're interested in joining. So this is going to be Tesla's expected earnings per share starting for the first quarter of 2024, going to be reported tomorrow after the markets close on Tuesday, April 23rd. Expected EPS at around 42 cents per share on a GAAP basis, normalized at around 50 cents per share. And take a look at the revenue, $22.3 billion, and more importantly, the amount of downward revisions for Tesla in the last 90 days. 14 analysts have come out and downgraded the EPS for Tesla in this first quarter 2024. A lot of them have done it in the last couple weeks here because of the significantly lower than expected delivery numbers from Tesla as well. Tesla pre-market right now is, I believe, slightly higher. Actually down, down because it was down on Friday after hours as well. Down a little bit over 2.4% because of those price cuts, and of course down to $143. So this has just been an absolutely brutal price action for Tesla since July of 2023. So it's been about a year, and Tesla has been selling off, and it's been cut in half, over 53% sell-off here from those highs. So Charlie Bilio put together this chart and basically mentioned that Tesla has been in a drawdown for 896 days, almost 900 days, the second longest downturn since its IPO in 2010, and currently 64% below its November 2021 peak, and all-time highs of well over $400 per share. So this has been 896 days. This lasted for 939 days, and this was between the September 2014 to March of 2017 for Tesla, and September 2017 to basically December of 2019, we saw 820 days, and this has already been surpassed in how severe or how longer lasting this sell-off has been. It's been more severe than any other previous sell-off, but it has been a much second longer lasting in terms of number of days. Now, this is also something I saw on Twitter today that I wanted to bring to your attention. So Elon Musk says when everyone doubts Tesla is when the biggest leaps forward happen, because Alex, essentially a Twitter user, tweeted that having invested in Tesla for 10 years, I can testify that the times when everyone had the biggest doubts were also the times of the biggest leaps forward. It's a pattern that repeats reliably, and it's repeating these days again, to which Elon Musk tweeted back saying, yeah. So simply just one word, yeah. So, it's kind of interesting because I know that a lot of the valuation, a lot of the premium on Tesla is tied to Elon Musk, because Elon Musk's really the future is dependent on Elon Musk when it comes to electrification, electric vehicles, robotics, FSD. autonomous driving, energy efficiency, everything is dependent on Elon Musk's vision and, more importantly, execution. Now, the problem I think with Tesla has been execution. And I think we've been very clear about this. And the reason being is because Elon Musk has a habit of promising the moon and, of course, not delivering onto those promises in due time. Not saying that he doesn't. Obviously, he does execute, because otherwise Tesla wouldn't be valued at almost $500 billion. I think it's a little bit lower now. But it still wouldn't be a successful company as it is today if Elon Musk and Tesla did not execute. So they do, but the problem is all about expectations. They always, in my opinion at least, Elon Musk tends to overpromise and underdeliver on a very consistent basis. And if that happens if that happens more and more often, then unfortunately your word starts to become worthless. Because Elon Musk can come out and say a lot of different things, but if there's no plan, there's no action plan, or there's nothing kind of showing us that it's going to take place from an executional standpoint, then it's all the same, right? So if you come over to, so this right here is the number of Americans, quote unquote, uninterested in autonomous driving has increased from 38% in 2022 to now 40%. And those who are interested are unchanged at 43%. So this is the US market, and this is the Chinese market over here. And what you'll notice is the gray is interested, the darker black or / gray is uninterested, and the US market has changed a little bit. I mean, of course, we have seen a significant increase globally from 28% to now sitting at 31%. And interested has slightly gone down from 55 to 51%. So the longer the people are waiting and the longer we start to kind of don't get a full autonomous driving plan in place, I think there are chances, or there is a possibility, that more and more people somewhat become uninterested in FSD technology or autonomous driving in general. It's not until they actually see the potential of autonomous driving in action, right? That's why, because all the marketing, everything that autonomous driving can do needs to be marketed well, and it can only be marketed well if it's actually in place. Once again, going back to our situation with execution. Elon Musk and Tesla, because they're doing so much, they have an execution problem. Very similar to NIO, which has not been a very successful company in general. Still lacking profitability because they've been releasing new models instead of focusing on profitability, focusing on cash flow. Thankfully, Tesla is a profitable company. It does have positive cash flow. It does have a good balance sheet, but they're still working on a lot of different projects at the same time. Hence, lacking that focus, lacking that actual executional ability to really just generate good numbers in terms of deliveries, and of course, not to mention profitability as well. Because right now we do have a little bit of a higher cash burn because of everything the company is trying to achieve all at the same time. And for that reason, again, Tesla cuts prices for full self-driving again by a third to $8,000. So driver assistant software to $8,000 from $12,000 in the US as CEO Elon Musk doubles down on self-driving technology. And Musk is betting that once the technology to become cash cow for the world's most valuable automaker, but he has for years failed to achieve the goal to self-driving capability, with the technology under growing regulatory and legal scrutiny as well. So, I mean, this is really where the entire valuation sits. It's FSD, it's autonomous driving, right? And to what percentage of FSD can we really get to, right? Whether it's going to be fully autonomous or whether there's going to be some human intervention, or what percentage level can we get up to in terms of full self-driving. But this is really, really, really the key important ingredient to Tesla's valuation. If they achieve this, fantastic. Tesla's valuation, in my opinion, as of today, could be argued undervalued here at these levels if they are able to achieve autonomous driving and FSD. If they're not able to achieve this, however, then of course Tesla will have to get a huge repricing, will be valued as an electric vehicle company and not as a technology company, because for the longest time I've mentioned that I'm really betting on Tesla as an EV company, not as a technology company, because that is something that will and could be stable, as opposed to the technology, which may or may not work, may or may not happen, may or may not be executed in the future. So it's really, really important to kind of drill down your thesis and why you're investing in the company in the first place. And again, by 2030, there's expectations for Tesla to deliver anywhere between 6 to as much as 10 to as much as 20 million vehicles. Again, that's the target. Not sure if we're going to get up to that target, but there's a lot of macro tailwinds, macro headwinds right now, tailwinds in the future that could favor Tesla over the long term as well. But these, of course, are not great signs because Tesla is going through a very, very challenging time at the moment. So again, postponing India trip and mentioning that there's some, unfortunately, heavy Tesla obligations require that the visit to India may be delayed, but I do very much look forward to visiting later this year. This is a huge market for Tesla, as we've already mentioned, the Indian market. And if they are able to really create a factory or the manufacturing facility in India, I think if they're able to then, of course, offer a sub $25,000 vehicle, that could be a huge game changer for Tesla deliveries and, of course, vehicle demand as well. Now, this right here is another thing that I wanted to go over. Now, in 2018, most Tesla shareholders seemed secure in the belief that Musk was Tesla's biggest strength. Today, a growing number of investors seem to believe that Musk has become the Tesla's biggest liability. What do you think? I really want to know what your thoughts are. So if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you have at least some interest in Tesla, you're invested in Tesla, you're trading Tesla. What do you think? I really want to ask this question to our community. And do you believe that Elon Musk in general is a asset or a liability to Tesla's future at the moment? Now, I have a different take on this. My take is obviously the issue surrounding overpromising, under-delivering, lack of focus on Tesla, and of course, lack of execution on the company. But in terms of liability or asset, I mean, for me, it's a very clear answer. He's a big asset to the entire organization, to the entire company. And oftentimes, I mean, we can all agree that Elon Musk is a very, very good visionary. He is, by some metrics, a genius. And oftentimes, people like Elon Musk's caliber and IQ can be misunderstood, right? And I think that happens a lot of times. And I was actually reading an article not too long ago, and I wanted to go back and kind of reread it, and of course go over some of the clips from it. In the story was the misunderstood genius, right? The great disconnect. And I've read this before, and I've read it about a lot of people, that people who do have, let's say, strong visions about the future and insanely out of the box ideas can oftentimes get misunderstood, right? Get misunderstood. So there's a big disconnect because the average person may not be able to comprehend exactly what that genius is thinking or trying to accomplish or trying to solve or trying to really how they're changing the world, right? So there could be a great disconnect. And I can tell you that the market in general is not a high IQ market, because if it was a high IQ market, if you were efficient, there wouldn't be any opportunities. So markets do make mistakes all the time. So if the markets do make mistakes and the markets really have average IQ, then there is a possibility there is a great disconnect, right? There is some dislocations because, again, if you read further, geniuses are often thought of as outsiders, eccentric loners who don't fit in, but they are often highly intelligent and creative people who possess a unique perspective on life, and the complexities of their mind often lead them to be misunderstood by those with different capacity of understanding their reality. And kind of resonates very much with Elon Musk, right? So even Albert Einstein was one of the most brilliant minds in history, and he revolutionized our understanding of space-time, gravity, and is widely regarded as the greatest physicist of all time. But his brilliance did not go unpunished. He was a misunderstood genius who had difficulty understanding why people found his ideas offensive. Even Vincent van Gogh, the creative artist, sold only one painting during his lifetime, but is now considered the greatest artist ever. Again, debatable, but this is Bill Watterson. He said, and I quote, genius is never understood in its own time. So I just wanted to go over this because I think it's really important for us to understand that Elon Musk has definitely a lot of ideas about the future, right? He's a visionary. In my opinion, he is still an asset to Tesla and the company. Yes, there's been a lack of focus just on Tesla because he's got SpaceX, he's got a lot of other companies, including Twitter and the X platform, and some political debates and narrative to kind of work on. And for those reasons, I think there has been some lack of focus on kind of meeting certain timelines, executing in the correct manner. And for that reason, I think Tesla is struggling at the moment because of the lack of demand and, of course, the consistent price cuts, which are resulting in of course, margin compression, not to mention the earnings also going down. So my expectations for tomorrow are very clear. I think Tesla is going to, I don't really care if they're going to meet or miss expectations. Nobody knows the answer to that because we've already seen significant downgrades. So it is possible that they actually miss EPS expectations as they have already done in the last couple earnings. But the more important piece here is going to be the guidance. What does Elon Musk and the team guide us for 2024 and 2025 and beyond? And I personally don't expect Tesla stock price to rally after the earnings. Unfortunately, I do expect a slightly bigger sell-off because I think this is going to be one of the worst quarters we have seen from Tesla being reported in a very long time. So I think we need to be prepared for this idea that Tesla is going to report a pretty bad quarter tomorrow once the numbers are released. And for that reason, I think there's a possibility for Tesla stock price to sell off even further. So support level is going to stay put in the 100s. So 104, 105, that's going to be the level to keep in mind. And of course, we've got a resistance now back at around 150 to as much as $181 per share. So keep a close eye on Tesla, of course, on the day down about 2.4% already pre-market. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, make sure that you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Happy investing. I'll see you all in the next video.